faster and louder, I started to feel the emotions of Katniss. I know I'm very connected with music, just to let you guys know. So
Yeah.
I create feelings in oneself.
Yeah, you know.
So the motivation and drive she needed to stay alive in the arena was kind of the emotions and feelings I felt from her.
Right, yeah.
And so my mind also trailed off to the romance between Katniss and Peeta. That wasn't real at first, but as the games progressed and she started to accept the romance between them, Katniss started to feel something for Peeta.
Yeah, I definitely agree with like everything you said. I'll elaborate. So also the part that Katniss running through the woods, I kind of imagine that that's how the movie's gonna start, of her running into the woods and then finding Gale, or like running and like she's gonna shoot something and she's what are okay you doing okay that she's gonna like kill a squirrel or something, a rabbit, whatever, and like that's kind of what I imagine, like that would be playing during the movie.
Yeah.
The beginning, like that would be the very beginning. And like the piano keys, like the Lionsgate kind of logo, kind of like WB for Harry Potter. That's the beginning part, and
Yeah.
you know.
So I'm gonna post this song on the website. So
Yeah, we'll come up with a new page for it.
yeah,
And
you guys
everything.
take a listen to it and send me your feedback, and I'll gladly respond to you. Or if
You can even read what you write on the podcast. If you have good insight, definitely worth
and
other fans to
yeah,
hear.
feel free to send your suggestions for songs for the next
Yeah,
week
definitely.
because I'm big on classical music.
Yeah.
So I know you guys are probably gonna get sick of it by the second week, so I'll try to find
You can have some modern music and then some classical music, kind of.
Yeah.
So send kind of like what songs you think might fit with it, and with the Hunger Games, whatever kind of song you want, something you wrote or whatever, and send it in, and we will listen to it and respond to you, and hopefully we can have it for next week's segment. And then you can also write what you were thinking about it, and we can read that.
Remember, our website is nightlock.weebly.com.
Weebly.
Weebly? Okay.
Yeah, I pronounce it Weebly.
Okay, nightlock.weebly.com. And so, with that, we will move on to our final segment for this episode.
Yes. So the final segment is what? Who said that?
Absolutely.
So this segment tests you as we give a selection of quotes from the chapters of discussion from each week's podcast episode. So for this one, I'm going to test Matt on a quote from chapter 1.
It's going to be a really hard one, I can tell you
okay.
that. No, it's not.
Okay. We'll go easy on you since it's the first episode. So yeah, I'm going to do one from chapter 1 since that's the chapter we covered today. Next week when we cover, we're each going to cover a chapter, and we'll test each other on a quote from the chapter we covered.
And we promise not to make the chapter analysis as extensive.
Yeah, because that was pretty long. So
because this is our really...
the first chapter has so much involved in it. The second chapter and third we're going to do next week, hopefully. We're going to hopefully have it be shorter, so, definitely a lot shorter, so.
And I know the reason why I was following is because this is our first time really going in sight on this.
This is just our first crack at it.
I mean, we've talked about it, but we really have been saying, no, don't say it, we'll save it for the podcast.
Yeah, like we don't want to talk about Hunger Games unless we're recording, because, we're going to get sick of talking to each other about it. But not about the Hunger Games, just get to each other.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a quote. So, Matt and listeners. So, District 12 is where you can starve to death in safety. So, who do you think said that?
Wow, this is a really tricky one here. I can tell it right now. I'm going to have to go with Katniss Everdeen.
You would be correct.
There we
Katniss
go.
Everdeen. And, so they're going to get harder. I mean, it's kind of hard in the first chapter because you only have really Katniss talking. I mean, you have Gale a little bit, but
no, because,
anything Gale says is kind of like, oh, that's definitely Gale. He's definitely a strong personality kind of thing.
I mean, once more characters are introduced, like we have Cinna and all these...
I say Cena. He says Cinna. I don't know what's right. I've heard a lot of different things.
Guys, I mean, just say whatever you like.
Yeah.
You know what we're talking about.
We'll go with it.
And so, it'll be more tricky once we get more characters involved, and it'll be easier to make different guesses.
Yeah. So, you're probably listening to this right now on the website, but if you're not, you might be listening to it through iTunes. So, if you're on iTunes or whatever, our website is nightlock.weebly.com, and I'll spell that out for you. nightlock.weebly.com. PK.WEEBLY.com. So check us out there. We have a lot of cool stuff. We have news updates under Penham Post, clever name, and we have most of the casting there. I'll add the other districts, like the ones that don't have names, like whatever. I think District 3.
District 6 and 10 and 3, I believe.
Okay, yeah. So those don't. The girl and boy tributes haven't actually been named. So yeah. So but we have, I would you say 20 listed there.
Oh, we definitely and Kira did biographies of the actors.
Yeah, I looked on IMDb and kind of made my own short bio. The main characters have a longer bio, but as you kind of go down the page, they kind of get shorter, because a lot of them haven't been in major movies yet. So hopefully, that will give them, they'll be the character they are. They won't be identified as anybody else.
I think the only two actors I recognize are Josh Hutcherson and Liam Hemsworth.
Okay, yeah. Because I know Alexander Ludwig, and obviously Josh Hutcherson. I am a big fan of his, and Alexander Ludwig. And I saw Liam Hemsworth. What is his name?
Liam Hemsworth.
Hemsworth, right? I knew that. I saw him in The Last Song.
That was his first major movie.
Yeah. So having that be his first major movie, I thought he was okay in that. I mean,
we're not doing the Last Song podcast.
Yeah. So So like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe us on YouTube. And you can find all those links through our website, which is nightlock.weebly.com.
So thanks for listening. Hopefully.
Yep. So this is our pilot episode, and we'll be back soon. So if we haven't met your expectations for this episode, hopefully we will for next episode.
So thanks for listening, guys. And I will get this up here if it lets me.
Yeah.
Okay. It's gonna go.
Here we go again.
Yay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Got computer working again.
Yeah. So. All right. So thanks for listening.
You know what? Okay, here we go.